Hey everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena, and today's session again a continuation of our ongoing series on tangles by CZTs. We'll be learning two more new tangles today and drawing a tile together using those two tangles and probably a couple of more tangles, right? So let's get started. Today's first tangle is called Hamail. It is a tangle by CZT Tina, and I'm going to show you how to draw this tangle first. So what I'm going to do is just add a spiral first like this and then close it, right? So it's like a printom that I've added. So I'm going to darken it a little so that you can see what I've drawn. So this is basically a big printum that I have drawn. Yeah. So now I'm going to start right away somewhere from here and draw a series of L shapes, right? So just rotate, and this is the first L, again the second. So these are inverted L on the other side, right? Just like a hockey stick, that's what I'm drawing. Yeah, keep rotating and just follow the pencil line that you have drawn. Yeah, so I'm going to just continue drawing these L shapes. Yeah, rotate, continue, and then just transition into the next level and continue the same process of drawing these hockey sticks or L shapes. Reverse L. Yeah, you can draw it big, you can draw it small, the way you wish to. If you want to insert some other pattern inside each of these sections, then you may want to draw them big. Otherwise, you can keep them small. Yeah. Now I'm again going to diminish the size. So this pencil line that I have drawn acts as a reference line, but you can always do without it also once you are comfortable drawing the pattern. Yeah, so this is the first time, so I would advise that you go with the pencil line. Yeah, so that's the Tangle Hamail. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So how do you generally shade it? Again, on both sides. That's the most common way to shade it, the edges and the inside. That is the two ends of each of these petal shapes. Yeah, so just blur the graphite. So an interesting way to create a tangulation is to add something, as I mentioned, to add something in between inside these sections. Yeah, so that's Hamail. The second tangle for today's style is called Hollyhock. It is by a tangle by Jason Liu, and I'm going to show you how. Just start with a fescue, one more fescue, add a nice petal shape like this, and then start adding these rice shapes or seed shapes all around your fescue. Like this. Yeah, again on the other side. We are pretty familiar with this shape, the rice shape. Yeah. So once you are done with that, add another aura and then ink the in between spaces. Very important. The tangle gets its look only once you ink the in between spaces. Yeah. So take your time and do that part so that you can actually see the look of the tangle. See the drama that the sinking adds to this tangle suddenly pops up. Yeah. And the last one here. That's the tangle, hollyhock. Yeah. A good way to shade is to shade on this line, the curve of your fescue. Yeah. That's commonly the way to shade, but you can always shade the way you wish to. Yeah. So these are today's two tangles. Let's get started with our tile. I will draw them again slowly so you will learn. If you have any doubts, probably that will get cleared as we draw the tile. Yeah. So start with your border. You may not draw the border. It's up to you. But once you start, don't forget to express your gratitude. Be appreciative of your work, for others' work. Everybody's art is beautiful, unique. Yeah. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is start with Hamail somewhere in the center and then surround it with hollyhock. Yeah. So let's start with our curve. So this is just for reference, so don't worry too much about whether it has turned out perfect or not. It is just for your reference. It is not inked. Yeah. So let's get started. So this is the starting point and I am starting with my L, reverse. Take your time slowly. If you are not drawing it this way, you can always draw it this way. Yeah. But I am more comfortable drawing it this way. Now slowly shift to the next layer. Yeah, take your time. So you just have to maneuver, draw your curves in such a fashion that it looks like a nice flower, twisted. Yeah, going on, continuing the process again. Now we are going to reduce the size. So take the reference from the line that you have drawn, the pencil line. If you are not too comfortable drawing without it, yeah. So that's the beautiful Tangle Hamail. Yeah. So let's add a nice and close aura. Take your time. Adding a really thin and close aura. Right, moving on next to our tangle hollyhock. Now I don't have the space to draw the stem here. I'm just going to use the inside drawing. Yeah, so I'm just going to start like this. Since these two are joined here, so I'm just going to start like this. Yeah, and just get rid of the stem. Yeah, so let's insert our hollyhocks. Give a nice curl, come down, join it here, give a nice fescue. Yeah, so let's do that throughout. Again, curl, come down, again, curl. Again, rotate, go up, come down, rotate. Yeah, so take your time. Draw at your own pace. I hope you have understood. This is the upper part of the tangle without the stem. Yeah. Take your time. Slowly draw it around your Hamail. Yeah. So I am done with drawing that. Now let us add the petal shapes inside all. Take your time. Rotate. Yeah. So let's start at the same level like this. Wherever you can coordinate, a good idea. Yeah, so that's the first one. In between spaces, you can just add aura or ink. Let's see. We first had to add an aura. Yes, the hollyhock is incomplete without an aura. So first, I think you should go ahead and add that aura. To all. Slowly take your time. Inside also you can add that aura, whatever spaces are there. And then whatever small little space is left, you can ink it. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do throughout. Add that aura. Yeah, done with that. Let's now ink the in between small spaces. So take your time, do that exercise at your own pace. So I'm continuing with the process of adding those nice petal shapes all around. Draw as many as you want to. Once you get into the flow, you need not raise your hand also. You can stay at the same place and just complete drawing those petals. Yeah, you can see I am not moving my hand, lifting my hand. Yeah, take your time and do that exercise throughout. Yeah, so I'm now on the last one here, doing the same exercise. Rotate and add the next layer of these shapes. Yeah, done with that. The next is to patiently ink the in-between spaces. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So do it at your own pace. I'm going to do it at my own. Take your time. Ink the in-between spaces before we move further. Yeah? So let's do this for all. Yeah? So in between space, again, up to us, what do we want to add? I'm going to add a nice moon pie there in the in between space. One more aura and then some orbs. Fill in the in between spaces. Add 2 more auras. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with the in between spaces. So going on ahead with the inking. Take your time. Spaces are small, so you need to be attentive. Don't haste up. Right, so that's the second one. Again, going to start with my moon pie. Add some knight's bridge. Add another aura. Add some orbs. And add a curvy aura over the orbs. Yeah. So I'm going to continue like this and get back in a jiffy. So I'm still continuing with the same process, adding my moon pies in between and inking at the same time my hollyhocks. So a couple of them left. Slowly go to each of the empty space in between. If you want, if you have nicely spaced out petals. You can also insert some orbs in between and then fill up the tiny little spaces left. Yeah, so that's also a small little enhancement or tangulation that you can do. Just draw an orb there in between. For example, this is a big space, yeah, so you can insert an orb there. So play around. If you want, you can change the shape of the petals. Go with some other shape other than the rice shape. So explore. Yeah, so here's the last one. Take your time. I would not advise using a broader nib here. Spaces are pretty small, so O1 works well. Yeah, and the last one. So keep rotating, don't move your hand much. Take your time. And that's about it. So let us quickly review. I hope we have filled in all the spaces nicely. No empty spaces there. Yeah, that's about it. So one last moon pie here. Started with a printum, 2 auras, one more thicker aura, add some Knightsbridge there. Another aura, add some orbs. Yeah, so that's about it. That's first shade. If you want to keep this like the way it is, fine, white looks nice, but if you want small embellishment, I'll just give you one idea. Probably I will just add small little moons. Yeah, so I'm not adding any auras here. Spaces are small. You can add auras also if you feel like. I'm just adding a small moon in between each of these lines. You can just add etching. Small little things that you can do to add to the look of your tangle and to the look of your tile. Take your time. Keeping it small only, yes. Again, diminish the size. That's about it. Yeah. So let's get to shading now. Hamail, I'm going to shade the way I showed to you. I'm going to add on this pencil line that I drew, that is the spiral. This is one of those tangles which looks very nice when you add some color inside. Yeah, it really looks beautiful. So adding graphite at the ends, and then we'll see if we want to add somewhere else also. First, let's blend this much. Soft hand, take it easy. Soft circular motion. Blend the graphite. Take it away from the edges without blending too much, because you want this white highlight. Yeah. And that's about it. We don't need to blend more. You can give a slight touch here inside if you want, just a little. Yeah, so that's our hamail. Coming to our moon pies, just add on both sides so that it curls up. Darken the edges. Yeah, so it kind of curls up. So I'm going to do that for my moon pie. Take your time. So I'm blending the graphite that I've added on the edges. Soften it. Bring it towards the center, but don't cover the entire thing. This white is important. Yeah. So slowly blend. So that's about it. Right, now comes our hollyhock. So I'm just going to touch probably here and here, the way I showed to you. A little touch on this curve gives a slight shade to all the petals. Yeah, it's always a good idea. Spaces are small, so just take your time. You can first add the graphite. It's a beautiful tangle. You can also draw hollyhock on stems. It's a nice organic tangle. You can always use this also. Use the tangle like this, where I've only used the upper part of the tangle. Yeah, so I've done away with the stem. So many possibilities. Once you learn the tangle, you can just explore, try using it different ways. So don't add too much graphite as far as this tangle is concerned. I'm just touching. Yeah, so let's now add some bit of chalk on our moon pies, and then I think we are sorted. So I'm just going to highlight this part of my moon pie with my chalk. It's already white, just that the chalk highlights it a little more, provided you have not blended your graphite too much. That's about it. We are done. So that's our tile for today. Let's close it here. Put in your job, sign and date your tile. I shall see you again with few more tangles by CZTs. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.